power hour every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. The Freeland Community School District is named in a lawsuit filed by a woman following a criminal investigation into a former substitute teacher. WJRT TV reports the teacher, Anthony Meyer, was employed by the district in 2008 and 2009. A 27-year-old woman attended the district during that time and claims she had a sexual relationship with Meyer when she was 15 years old. Meyer is charged with 3 counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct. The lawsuit includes Meyer, the district, Superintendent Matt Carey, Principal Barry Weldon, and a staffing firm as defendants. It alleges the school did not do enough to protect the woman from Meyer. The lawsuit references a past lawsuit and criminal conviction of former Freeland Schools teacher Marcy Rousseau, who spent time in prison for a sexual relationship with a student. The lawsuit claims there was a pattern by school officials of not reporting abuse. The woman filing the lawsuit is seeking $1 million in damages. A flood victim unloaded Wednesday on the Great Lakes Water Authority Board as the board meets to choose an engineer to investigate late June floods. Tyler Bedhauser criticized CEO Sue McCormick of the floods.
Sue McCormick, I don't accept your resignation because you need to fix this. This is not accountability. Walking away is not accountability, okay? I don't want anyone fired. I want people to fix this.
The board is discussing the resignation and finding a replacement. 2 mid-Michigan beaches are closed because of high bacteria levels. Health officials have closed Caseville County Park in Huron County and Signing Bridge Beach in Aranac County. Both beaches were found to have elevated levels of harmful bacteria after water samples were collected and tested. The levels exceed Michigan Department of Health and Human Services water quality standards. Activities for people and pets are prohibited at this time. Those beaches will reopen once bacteria levels are determined to be at safe levels. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Showers and storms in the area today. Highs will top out near 82 degrees. Winds turn to the north-northwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear. Lows drop to 60. Winds remain north-northwest, 5 to 15. Higher gusts possible. Friday, an abundance of sunshine. The middle 70s. Winds north, 5 to 15. Friday night, mostly clear skies and diminishing winds. Lows fall into the 50s. And then a chance for afternoon showers on Saturday and highs reach 78. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 78.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Thursday morning as we move toward the weekend, if you will, in a couple of days. We'll have open phones this hour, whatever you would like to chat about. We're going to talk about a mural project to start, though. And we say... I thought I was going to talk to Jamie Forbes, and now I see a note, maybe not. Am I talking to Jamie Forbes this morning? Anybody going to help me out? Okay. There is a great mural project to be revealed tomorrow. It's taking shape in Saginaw, and I assume we will eventually talk to Jamie, maybe tomorrow. In the meantime, as I mentioned, open phones today. I want to start out by talking about the potential infrastructure package. I use the word potential purposely because if you think it's a slam dunk, you'd be wrong. And I'll tell you why. Now, they have agreed on, and when I say they, a committee of 21, 10 Republicans, and 11 Democrats came up with the compromise proposal a while back. They've refined it, and President Biden has agreed with it, and there was a vote to begin debate in the Senate. There are 17 Republicans who said they would support it. It would only take 10, assuming all the Democrats support it, and they will. So that is the infrastructure portion, about $1 trillion, and we'll go into some of the detail. But the other side of it is the $3.5 trillion health and welfare, I would call it, infrastructure package, and we'll explain that. However, I have now been told that Jamie Forbes is on the line with us to talk about that mural I mentioned. So we'll talk to Jamie, then we'll go back to our conversation. Jamie, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Sorry for the confusion. I think we need to start with a bit of an overview of what the mural project is and how it came about.
Sure. The Great Mural Project came about through some conversations that started in 2017. We put together a small group of folks that wanted to work on increasing the amount of public art in Saginaw. We are lucky to have some really wonderful mural artists in Saginaw that have been installing public art for a long time. See if we could really give some space for artists to be able to be paid for their craft and to beautify our city at the same time. So right now it's a small group of us that are on the steering committee. It's me, John Goodrow Hillier, and Cassie Zimmerman, and we just write grants, try to get some funds to be able to locate walls and buy supplies and get muralists to work, making our city more beautiful.
Now, is this mural complete? Is the work done?
So this week, our latest mural is being painted on La Estrella, which is on Michigan. We brought in this wonderful artist named Freddie Diaz this year to install the mural, and it's really neat. It's really coming together. We're going to be doing a reveal on Friday at 5 o'clock.
And that's part of is that part of Before Friday Night Live?
Yeah, so we're really hoping that we really try to piggyback on an event that's already going on, since we know people are super busy. So we are really hoping that people will come over and see the reveal at 5, and then head over to Latin Fiesta night at Morley Park for Friday Night Live at 5:30.
Now, where is the mural? What wall is it on?
Yeah, so it's on this wonderful family business. La Estrella del Norte has been in Saginaw for 30 years. They're a really wonderful bakery that's at 2406 North Michigan. It's really a part of the city that is really up and coming. There's been a lot of improvements in the buildings and businesses in the area, and we're really excited to be able to help the family take that to the next level. So we're really excited about this. I think it's really going to be to that area and support the good that's already happened.
All right, so what happens next? You show this mural, you reveal this mural.
Yeah.
Do we have more murals in line?
Yeah. So we started off kind of wanting to do one every year, and then last year it kind of blew up. We had some really wonderful opportunities, and we were able to install 4 murals, including 4 asphalt murals in Old Town Saginaw. And so we have a couple more projects on the line for this year. We're hoping that the funding will come through so that we can move on those. We're hoping to do a utility box program, which would give some opportunity for some less experienced artists to be able to do public work. And then we also and another project and another beloved business. So we're hoping that we'll be able to announce some details on those later. And of course, we're going to be raising money every year to continue making Saginaw more beautiful, one mural at a time. We really have a model in the Flint Public Art Project, which installs dozens of murals every year. They are an incredible organization, and Flint is amazing. If you ever want to take a look, we encourage you to take a look at our murals, of course, in Saginaw. But please take a ride down to Flint. They have incredible public art. And so we really have a great model in them to be able to try to expand our efforts and be able to install more murals.
All right, let's. I have a couple of questions for you. One, with the number of murals growing, is there a website or a Facebook page where people can find out where they're located?
Sure. We are on we have a website, thegreatmuralproject.com, and we're also on Facebook. We also have a downloadable pamphlet that you can get off of both of those spots to be able to check out where our murals are and where other murals are. Like I said, we are far from the first to be able to do this. There are really wonderful artists that have been installing beautiful artwork in Saginaw for a long time, and businesses that have invested in that.
Yep.
So we're really lucky to be able to just add to that rich tradition in Saginaw. And so you can download the map, check out where all of the murals are. There's both in Old Town and Downtown, you can see a lot within just a 10-minute walk. So you can really hit a lot in a short amount of time. And we're hoping to just be adding to that over the years.
And the other question has to do with the magic word funding. How are you funded?
Yeah. So we write grants. We've had a few different funders in the past. This particular mural is funded by Huntington Bank, and we're super thankful for their investment. But we've in the past been funded Philanthropies, which is a national organization, but also the Saginaw Community Foundation, Saginaw Bay Wind, which focuses on conservation projects. So we've really been able to sort of invest, make a request from a vast group of organizations. We're hoping to be able to continue that. We realize, particularly this year, there's so much need out there. But we also think that public art is important because there's a very low barrier. Some people don't have time and space in their lives to be able to pursue art intentionally. And we think that public art is really about making sure that every one of our neighbors has access to enjoying art and culture. And fortunately, we live in a place that's rich in both of those, arts and culture. But we want to make sure that everyone has access to that.
All right. So one more time, the website is?
greatmuralproject.com. And if you search for Great Mural Project on Facebook, you'll find us there too. So give us a like so you can see the upcoming projects. But again, we invite everyone in the public to come out to La Estrella del Norte, 2406 North Michigan, for our mural reveal at 5 o'clock on Friday before they head to Friday Night Live.
All right. Very good. Jamie, thanks for calling this
Thank
morning,
you, sir. I
and good
appreciate
luck.
it.
Good luck with this project and future. And we'll talk to you again down the road.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
All
Bye-bye
right,
now.
sounds good. You have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Bye-bye now. Jamie Forbes, the Great Mural Project. We thank her for joining us here on WSGW. We will take our first break and then come back, and we will resume our discussion of the infrastructure bill and what's in it, and open lines will prevail too. So whatever you want to talk about for the remainder of the hour, you can give us a call on the Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. You know, sellers right now are getting top dollar for their homes, even above asking. And the average on the market, maybe a day. Linda Shepard sells faster, and her buyers are cash or pre-approved. She doesn't waste any time. Now, Linda's easy to work with. No pressure tactics. She has many years of experience, and she's a full-time agent. Lives here, sells here, and her Pinnacle Realty is not a franchise. So the money stays right here in your community. And buyers, remember, the interest rates are still very low. Linda Shepard watches the market closely, so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She will fight for every offer, every time. Call Linda Shepard at 989-295-7713. 295-7713. Linda Shepard and Pinnacle Realty, sponsors of the Art Lewis Show, and we thank her very much for that. We'll take a break, and we will be back with more.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce, and we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? 990-6271 and ask about our and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Economic growth was not as strong as expected in the spring quarter. The gross domestic product rose at a 6.5% pace in the period. Economists were hoping for growth closer to 9% because of reopenings, vaccinations, and government aid. The job market continued to improve last week, though the decline in new claims for unemployment benefits 24,000 is only a modest change. Yesterday, the Fed said the economic recovery is progressing. The Fed did not change policy for now, but signaled it could start relaxing its stimulus later this year. Robinhood Markets goes public later today. The stock's been priced at $38 a share. That values Robinhood at $32 billion. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
Angie's List is now Angie. Summer is the perfect time to book your next home project. From lawn care to a new patio, Angie makes it simple to connect with pros who can get the job done right. See reviews, upfront pricing, and instantly book hundreds of projects. Plus, when you book and pay through Angie, we'll cover your project up to the full purchase price, plus limited damage protection with our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com, and for more on the happiness guarantee, go to Angie.com and guarantee.htm.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey there, it's CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with an inside track on a company that could save your family over $800 a year on a basic service everyone needs, H2O Wireless. If you're with Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, H2O Wireless gives you the exact same coverage as one of the price. That's right, H2O Wireless uses the same networks. Your phone and number because switching is as easy as swapping a SIM card. Right now, get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 a month. And if you want a new phone, H2O Wireless has huge savings on the latest iPhones and Androids. Here's what you need to do. Pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say keyword Get H2O. When you do, you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say keyword Get H2O, and your family could start saving over $800 a year today.
On drive base hit into right field. Badu didn't read it quickly, but he's now in. Tigers RBI for Robbie Grossman.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show for this Thursday morning, and open phones, Saginaw Bay City 752-6111. In the state of Michigan, 790 WSGW, that's 866-790 WSGW. Outside the state, 989-752-6111. So here is the great paradox of all of this. The infrastructure bill, and when I say the infrastructure bill, I'm talking about the hard infrastructure, what we would think of as infrastructure, roads, bridges, the like. About $1 trillion worth. They have come to an agreement, a bipartisan agreement in the Senate, and the president has agreed to it. All of that sounds wonderful, but it's not. The reason it's not is because it's going to go nowhere unless, and this is the threat from the Democrats, unless they also pass in reconciliation the $3.5 trillion other infrastructure package. They call it infrastructure, child care and all of the expansion of Medicare, all of those things they call infrastructure. The president has said he wants both passed. Nancy Pelosi, the queen, I call her the queen, has said she won't even bring it up if they don't pass the reconciliation. So basically, this notion of separating out the infrastructure package from all the rest is a fraud. Because what good is it if you have a bipartisan agreement on hard infrastructure, but it's going to go nowhere unless the Democrats get the other side of the package, which they willingly pulled out of the infrastructure bill, knowing that they were going to push it ahead in reconciliation. And reconciliation is a budget process where they can vote on a budget, a money issue, without worrying about a filibuster. It bypasses the filibuster. For Republicans, right now anyway, there's one saving grace. Her name is Senator Kristen Sinema of Arizona. She doesn't like it, and she's a Democrat. They can't afford to lose her, because if they lose one vote, they can't pass it. She thinks it costs too much. Well, hallelujah. So anyway, it's just, it's going to be interesting to watch. I'll go over some of the details of it, but we got some callers waiting. Let's start with Bill in Cass City. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I have it's kind of off subject a little bit, but it's open phone, so I guess I get to air my complaint.
Sure.
VA, this group that I'm a vet, but they told us 30, 40, 50 years ago, whatever the case may be, that when you get back, if you have this, that, or the other, we're going to take care of you folks.
Right.
How is it that these guys get a free pass, and women, I mean, that they're there, and they're doing absolutely nothing until they're forced into a corner that they have to do something until we become an embarrassment to them. How does this happen? How does the news, both Democrat and Republican, let this happen and nobody says anything?
Well, I would say that it has been talked about, particularly a few years ago when they had the major scandals in the hospitals and the wait times and all of that stuff. Supposedly, that improved. Now, not using those services and not being overly familiar with them, I'm not in a position to really comment too much on it, except I can tell you this. As far as I'm concerned, what we promise veterans like yourself, and thank you for your service, is a contract between the American people and those who defend us. That contract needs to be honored, period. And I don't care what it costs. And to me, the VA has had either a lack of leadership at the top who have blinders on, or the middle leadership at the various institutions around the country aren't doing their job the way they should. But again, I'm speaking out of turn because I don't know. I just know there have been problems. And several presidents in a row have addressed it and said, we're fixing it. And you're telling me it's not fixed at all?
Well, I can speak only from my own experience. There was 3 of us boys in the military together. One Army, one Navy, and one Marines, and we'll forgive the Marine, but anyway. Now, the Marine had 2 Purple Hearts and a Silver Star. The Navy, he was just a pretty good old boy. He just hung in there. And the Army, he had some decorations. But it took the Army right now, that vet is dealing with Parkinson's, and they're saying, oh, what, you didn't get that over here. Now, this is presumptive because of the Agent Orange. The Navy vet is having problems with another. They're telling him, well, you go find the records, and then we'll look at it. Of course, they hold the records, and when they're brought to task and say, but you have the records.
And a lot of the records, if I remember right, a lot of the military records were destroyed in a fire in St. Louis a number of years ago, weren't they?
Well, they did claim that, but it was funny that the rest of us, I was part of that they burned up and all this. But it's kind of funny is when your attorney shows up at the front door, they can find those records real quick. Then the Marine who was 2 tours of Nam, all blown to smithereens when he got back home. His thing was that it took him for disability, but just to get help with PTSD, because he was on 100% disability already. It took him a slim trim 42 years to get any help at all.
Yeah, it took a long time for them to come to terms with PTSD.
And these people sitting out there today have sat there and told me personally, well, this didn't happen in Vietnam. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, when were you there last? I had a young lady, nice girl. She was 28 years old and told me how it was.
Yeah,
I said, I'm in my 70s. Do you have a clue?
Yeah.
And they're told to say this. I asked just a few days ago for a letter from the VA, just on a letterhead that says I have a diagnosis of this, which I've been treated for 20 years.
Yeah. Here's what I would do.
We can't.
Okay. I mean, if it were me and I were in that position, every congressman has a VA representative in their office that handles VA. And they can be real effective. That's where I would start. But as far as this country goes, we can put together panels to investigate January 6th. We can put together all kinds of panels to investigate our political enemies. I think we ought to put together a panel to investigate the VA and find out what's up and why it's failing, if it's failing. So that's where I'd leave it.
We have I have to go over to Bay County, and we have a gentleman here by the name of Mr. Kildee that has PTSD.
Right.
We won't go there. But anyway, when you go to his office and you express a concern or a problem or whatever, he will get up with you, walk across the hall to the VA and say, take care of this. Well, I've done that before, and I didn't need to, really, I mean.
But it carries weight. It carries weight when they do that. It does carry influence and weight. There's no 2 ways about that. Hey, Bill, I got to run. I'm out of time here. I got to take a break, but we'll talk more about it. But, as far as I'm concerned, you deserve whatever you need from the Veterans Administration. We had a contract with you and the millions who have served. That contract needs to be held up. All right, my friend.
Well, we would hope so.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Scott, hang on. We'll get to you next year on the Art Lewis Show.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
All roads lead to the 66th Annual Munger Potato Festival, July 29th through August 1st. Enjoy carnival rides, food tent, games, famous potato bratwurst, and of course, plenty of free potatoes and great music. On Thursday, the Festival Queen will be chosen at 7, and it's the rear-wheel drive figure 8 and front-wheel demo derby. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7:30. In the entertainment tent, it's Todd and Pete Unplugged, followed by the Family Tradition Band. Entertainment tent with Derby Pass. Friday is Rebel Line, followed by the Sinclairs, plus the front-wheel drive figure 8 and the rear-wheel drive demo derby. Saturday is Kids Day with the 5K Spud Run, sponsored by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Magician Cameron Zavara at noon, bicycle drawing and more. Music in the entertainment tent features Vina Schnitzel, Grind, and Steve Armstrong and the 25-cent beer band. Saturday also features the Power Wheel figure 8, rear-wheel drive figure 8, front-wheel drive team derby, and the rear-wheel drive turn back the time plaid. Here, a cornhole tournament Saturday at 2. It's the granddaddy of them all, the Munger Potato Festival. Details at mungerpotatofest.com.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at
Liberty, 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 liberty.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. Their manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends... NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite and close your books in no time. 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since graduating to NetSuite. Special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program to those ready to graduate.
Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, hidden fees and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News EW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Morning, Art. Hey, I got one here about the COVID shot. The president's dictating that all federal workers get the COVID shot. If not, they have to be tested weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And he also said those people who have not been vaccinated are not as smart as he thought they were. But now, with that being said, let's look at the Democrats that fled their position in Texas. They were vaccinated. They went to the White House where people were vaccinated, and they spread the virus amongst vaccinated people. Since there's no transparency with this White House, we don't know how far it goes. So I don't understand, why are we only testing then non-vaccinated people when it's clear that the science says vaccinated people transmit the viruses?
Well, Ken, I think we also have to recognize vaccinated people can transmit it, but at a much lower rate. That is, there are fewer vaccinated people that catch it. But I want to go back to your point about transparency in the White House and the Texas delegation that abandoned their posts. What a bunch of hooey that was. I mean, Come on, folks, live up to your responsibility. You were put. I
agree. You
were put there to vote. Vote. You don't lose once in a while. You don't win once in a while. Listen, that's politics. And if we could win every battle, if only one side won all the time, you wouldn't have a democracy. You wouldn't have a representative government. The fact is that you lose some, you win some. And, for them to go to the White House and it was all a big photo op for nothing.
To me, it's really no difference than what the gymnast did. You were there to do something, and you decided to leave your. I realize she might have problems. I'm not bashing people with mental illness, but I'm saying she went all the way up to the day. It's just like somebody walking all the way down to the aisle, and they get there, and you say, "No, I don't.
Yeah.
I won't marry you."
Well,
figure it out a little earlier.
Well, all right. I hear you on that, and I heard you when you made those comments, but they're really two different issues. I mean, the mental illness that she may or may not have, I have no idea. I'm not a professional. She has to deal with that. She has to deal with that herself, as we all do. We all have to deal with our own conditions, whatever they are. And I understand what you are saying, that there's a lot of responsibility, and she should live up to her expectations. But sometimes we put listen, we have a habit in this country of taking sports stars and Hollywood types and putting them on high pedestals, only to see how far they can fall, when we should be putting others up on those pedestals who, protect us and do the things that are needed so that you and I can sit here and have this conversation. So, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not as adamant about it as you are. So that's fine. We agree to disagree on it, but on your other comments, I'm with you 100%.
All right, and on your last caller, man, I feel for our vets. It's terrible. It is terrible the way we Americans treat you people who gave yourselves for us. And I apologize on behalf.
Okay, I want to just say something though, because you have to be a little careful when you use those terms, we Americans, because I don't believe most Americans, feel the VA is doing it the right way. I think most Americans would support a restructuring or a house cleaning or an investigation to find out exactly what's happening at the VA. And also, I want to be careful with painting, the whole VA is bad, because the VA's got a lot of conscientious people who do a very good job for veterans all the time. But, as a society, we have a contract with the people that have protected us through all these centuries. We need to honor that contract.
Well, I'm not just talking the VA. I mean, just overall, you can go on YouTube and you can see people disrespecting a vet for getting a discount on a hamburger.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way some Americans treat these people.
Good. Now, I agree with you when you say some Americans. I fully agree with you. Absolutely. Hey, Scott, I got to go. I got to take a break, but I appreciate the call, my friend. Thank you.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free 866-790-WSGW inside the state of Michigan. Outside, 989-752-6111. We will be back after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the River Rock Cafe's River Rock Summer Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, all three ways, River Rock Cafe has you covered. It's an all-day favorite restaurant, and they have 20 craft beers on tap. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Dinesh D'Souza. In April alone, consumer prices increased by 4.2%, the highest bump since 2008. Higher fuel prices, higher food prices, construction costs, housing prices. Inflation isn't just coming, it's here. Have you protected your savings, your investments? If you have not yet diversified a portion into precious metals, the answer is no. Birch Gold Group is who I purchase from and who you can trust to convert an IRA or eligible 401k into an IRA backed by gold and silver. That's right. Through a little-known tax loophole, you can convert your retirement savings tied to the stock market into an IRA backed by precious metals. It's your inflation. With 10,000 customers, an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless five-star reviews, Birch Gold can help you too. Get a free information kit by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Again, text PROTECT to 989898 before it's too late.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
Joe Biden's next idea to make the dollar worthless.
just like every other plan of his.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. It's the Art Lewis Show for this Thursday morning. And Terry is in Bay City. Terry, good morning to you.
Yeah, regarding your last caller there in the shots, which he was definitely against the way it sounded like. I wonder how a person would feel if, like, I know one family that lost 3 members because they had a bit. One of them carried it into the party, and he was responsible for that, and he didn't get his shot. That's what happened here.
Yeah. Well, you know, what's happening in the states where the Delta variant is really taking hold, all of a sudden, those states which were very low vaccine rates, people are coming out of the woodwork to get vaccines.
Right, but I mean, there's still a lot, even in Michigan here, that
There are. We've done better, though. I will admit that Michigan has done better in vaccines than other states, than many states, but there's still a ways to go.
the other, we were talking about respecting the veterans and stuff. Wasn't there some elected official that called them a bunch of losers and something else?
Yeah, I forgot who that was now.
I didn't. It was one of our leaders in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know which one it was. That's what I'm trying to remember, and I can't.
It was President Trump.
Called veterans a bunch of losers?
Absolutely.
I'll have to look that one up.
He called all veterans military. He said they're all a bunch of losers, and another word. Look it up.
I will. But then again, I never liked his mouth anyway. So, but I will look it up.
I mean, he really went off the deep end with his mouth.
Well, he goes off the deep end with his mouth all the time. I loved his policies. I don't like the man, but that's me. So he's still at it too. I mean, I don't know how I managed to do it, but I'm on his. There's 3 different email accounts that he uses, and I get them all. I get email from folks. I don't understand how I got them. I get all of his email. I get Caitlyn Jenner's email. I don't know why, but I do.
If you're on it, they sell these email addresses and all these. Like
yeah, well,
yeah. But, I mean, I don't know why but anyway.
Well, I'm sure I'm on a media list someplace, but it just I shake my head sometimes. So it's going to be. I'll tell you what. He he's been endorsing candidates. He just lost one in Texas. He endorsed one candidate, and the opponent won. So he's it's going to be interesting to see how strong his control is of the Republican Party come midterms. It'll be interesting.
The whole thing is, I don't care if Republican or Democrat. The whole 9 yards is we got to work together.
Well, one way or another, we do. We wouldn't be here today if the founding fathers couldn't figure out how to get around their differences. Plain and simple.
That's the big key to the United States is being united.
Yeah. Well,
we have been getting worse over the years.
You can't be united if you don't sit down and talk to each other. You can only,
listen, all our leaders have been that way for years now, and they're not changing.
No, they've learned how to use social media.
You can throw names either way.
Yeah, they've learned how to use social media and regular media to go after each other personally instead of sitting down and actually talking about the issues. However, having said that, Terry, understand that's not new. Country was founded that way.
Well, I said,
back in the day of Washington and Jefferson, they accused each other of all kinds of things. The only difference was it took you 3 or 4 days to learn about it. Now it takes 3 seconds. So that's the difference. The difference is how we communicate today. And it's led to very nasty politics, unfortunately. So, and you know what, though? Here's the other side of that, Terry. You got to remember this. It would not happen if it didn't work. Somebody is responding to it. Somebody's responding to that negativity.
You're getting to the point on the media how they can, and I'm not saying the media, it's not the radio now, but or they'll get on one email list or one, whatever they get on, and they'll just be on that, and they will be brainwashed or whatever, that not listen to anything else, and that's the absolute truth.
Understand that's
virus.
understand.
I think that's the vaccine that's bad for you.
Understand that it's human nature to listen to the people who are saying what you want to hear. That's human nature.
Correct.
And that's the way it is today. That's the way it is. All right, my friend. Got to take a break. Thanks a lot, Terry. You too. Bye-bye now. Yeah, I want to, just for a moment, Terry brings up a point. You get on a mailing list and you get the things you want to hear. That is the problem today. Because if you cubbyhole yourself into only listening to people who are saying what you want to hear because of any preconceived notions that you have or your political viewpoint or whatever, you're not hearing anything else. You're not hearing a thing from the other side or those that may disagree with you. Because remember this. Just because you think it's so doesn't make it so. There are good ideas on both sides. The trick is to sit down and put those good ideas together to come up with a package that benefits the American public. But politics has changed. Now it's all about the TV camera and the social media and the microphone. And it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And as I said before, dirty politics, negative commercials, robocalls, none of them would be there if they didn't work. Bottom line, there are enough people that respond to it that makes it worthwhile. So, who do we blame for that? Ourselves. We blame ourselves. We're the ones. And again, that's a big brush. Not all of us, obviously. But there's enough of us responding to this negativity that apparently it pays to continue. And it is not going to change. It will not change. It will only get worse. You wait. You wait for these 2022 midterms. They are going to be downright nasty. It's my prediction. Nastier than ever. Because there's a lot at stake. Control of the House, control of the Senate. These are really going to be barn burners. All right, we're going to take our last break. Be back to close out this hour of the Art Lewis Show right after these notes.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. This summer, support over 30 small businesses inside and our local farmers outside under our pavilion. Our favorites like Falafel Hut, Purple Sage Beach Store, Divine Taste of Chicago, and Honey's Tasty Potatoes. We welcome new businesses like House of Serene, Chris Made It, and coming soon, Yum Yum Cereal Bar. Family fun events like Family Fun Day, Riverfront Car Show, and Cosplay Anyone? Make sure to follow us on Facebook for all our family events. Summer is sizzling inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6. Need a rental space? Check out the Marketplace. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to
shop local, eat local, and support small business. And we'll see you at the market. It's been called the new socialism, the goals of which are universal basic income, free health care, free college, and more. Now, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax pushing back on the new socialism and Joe Biden's proposed trillions in spending. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight and find out the real dangers of socialism. Newsmax is on all major cable systems or for free on streaming systems like Roku, Samsung, LG, Pluto, Zumo, and more. More than 30 million Americans watch Newsmax for news they can trust.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Term provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
All right, that's going to do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Coming up to start the next hour, we're going to talk to Barry Owens from Treetops. Going on today at Treetops, the great Lee Trevino is up at Treetops, and we'll learn more about it. But you might remember about 20 years ago at their executive par 3 course, which is the leading par 3 course in the country. I think it was on the 5th or 6th hole. I'm not sure. I'll ask Barry about it. Trevino got a hole-in-one worth $1 million. And so they are celebrating that anniversary today. And Lee Trevino is up at the course to try again. Wouldn't that be wild if he actually could do it again? Wow. But anyway, we will talk to Barry Owens about that and about other things going on at Treetops. And then after that, we'll have some more open phones. And we're going to talk about a Promise Golf Tournament on Focus later on this morning with a couple of guests. So that's what's coming up between now and 11:30. But before we get to do that, we get to hear the news. Start out with the news from CBS, bringing you up to date on everything happening internationally and nationally. And then the local report on WSGW, which features the news of the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. We'll be back with more on the Art Lewis Show right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A new star is shining bright at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. 18-year-old American gymnast Sunisa Lee has won gold in the all-around competition. The former favorite, Simone Biles, who withdrew, watched from the front row. CBS's Steve Futterman was there, too.
With Simone Biles out, I think probably many people thought the U.S. had very little chance to win the all-around, but Suni Lee finished third in the qualifying round, so we knew that she had a very good chance, and she came through with the performance of her life. She had an excellent vault, then went to the uneven bars, the balance beam, and then clinched the gold medal with the floor exercise. Steve Futterman. The Summer Olympics in Tokyo.
New COVID cases in this country, fueled by the Delta variant, are skyrocketing in states with low vaccination rates. KHOU TV's Matt Doherty is in Houston.
The numbers show a frightening prediction that's now coming true. TMC hospitals report that COVID-19 patient admissions are growing at an average of almost 10% per day now. Yesterday, TMC hospitals admitted 187 new COVID-19 patients. Last month, the average was only 48 per day.
As President new vaccination rules for federal workers, the administration indicates there's reason for hope. Correspondent Nancy Cordes is in Washington.
White House officials say that yesterday they saw the highest number of new vaccinations all month, more than 750,000 doses nationwide, a sign perhaps that news of these impending restrictions and fears of the Delta variant are causing at least a few more people to go ahead and get their shots.
The U.S. economy is back up to pre-pandemic size. rise. It grew at an annual rate of 6.5% in the second quarter. Bank rates, Mark Hamrick.
Much progress is worth noting compared to a year ago and before that, even though, as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell alluded in his news conference, no one should yet declare mission accomplished on healing.
Jobless claims were down to 400,000. That's 24,000 fewer than the week before. The first plane carrying Afghan translators who worked with American troops is on its way from Kabul to Dulles Airport in Virginia. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby.
When this first group of special immigrants do get to the United States, they will be temporarily housed at Fort Lee. That is all still moving right along.
There have been fears for their safety after U.S. troops withdrew. A Russian lab module that's been 20 years in the making has just docked at the International Space Station. It allows to Russia's part of the ISS. This is CBS News.
With Indeed Instant Match, just sponsor a post and immediately receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
What's better than being outdoors and enjoying a summer day in Michigan? How about golfing at the Saginaw Country Club? You can do that at the Saginaw Promise Swinging for the Promise golf event on Thursday, August 19th. 18 holes of golf with a cart, grilled lunch at the turn, delicious dinner, trophies, prizes, and a lot of fun. Register online, SaginawPromise.org. Call 989-755-0545. Saginaw Promise, making a difference through post-secondary education and scholarships.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here to give you the killer deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Joyce's Purple Palette, Kitchen Kings, JB's Market, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, buddy. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
When you're ready to buy something, the first thing you do is go online. But buying a home is different. You've got approvals, competing offers, the list goes on. That's where a Realtor comes in. Realtors have expertise and local knowledge to give you a competitive edge that a search bar just can't. And in today's market, an edge is what you need. So when you're ready to buy a home, the first thing to do is make sure you have an agent who's a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, in there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 79 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchild. The Saginaw County Health Department received notification yesterday of its first confirmed case of the Delta variant of COVID-19. The county had no new COVID-19 cases or deaths, but positivity and have increased since then. As of today, the county is looking at a 6.2% positivity rate that is slowly rising, and 43.2 new cases per million, which is about 8 or 9 new cases per day. In the past 2 days, the county has recorded 40 new cases. The majority of new cases are unvaccinated individuals. Health officials say the numbers remain well below what the county experienced during surges last fall and earlier this year, but it remains important to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and neighbors from spreading the disease. Officials remind people to stay home when you aren't feeling well, wear a mask for those who are unvaccinated, and go out and get your vaccine. Detroit artist Freddie Diaz will be adding some vibrancy to La Estrella del Norte Bakery on North Michigan Avenue in Saginaw. Here's WSJW's Rick Antonio.
Diaz, who comes to Saginaw from Southwest Detroit as part of a Great Mural Project collaboration, says the artwork he'll be helping bring to life reflects not only on Hispanic history in the city, but the type Residents of all backgrounds in the area share.
You get that in Detroit as well, but not as, at least as of late, as impactful. Having to come out here, I feel like even my experience has been a lot of more. We're all together in the moment, living one-to-one. Like all that, man, is important for me.
The artwork will be depicting a hardworking Mexican couple making fresh-baked delicacies, something La Estrella co-owner Alberto Jimenez says reflects the business's growth and vision. Work on the mural has been going on all week and will continue until Friday's 5 p.m. unveiling event. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Your news time 10:07.
Far left! Far right!
Ah, perfect. Hey, golfers, this is Dan Pohl, and I know your golf games aren't always perfect, and that's okay. But if you want the perfect golf experience, then come see us here at the Polecat. Don't wait. Go to polecat.net or give the Pro Shop a call. Remember, if your golf games can't be perfect, your experience can. Ah, perfect.
Media Saginaw. Awesome station.
Fun work environment.
My work family. Endless opportunities because it doesn't feel like work. Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw. We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We have an amazing staff and 5 awesome local radio stations. So if you want to get up every day loving what you do,
Apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. 2 of Michigan's largest health systems are requiring all employees and doctors at their hospitals to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Hospital Network and 8 Hospital Beaumont Health announced the mandates yesterday. At least 5 major hospital systems in the state have announced such requirements. Both Spectrum and Beaumont say the requirements will go into effect after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration fully approves 1 or more of the current vaccine. 3 vaccines currently have emergency use authorization. Both hospital systems point to the Delta variant, the mutated and a more transmissible version of the coronavirus. Ford is getting ready to ship some unfinished vehicles to its dealers. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert with more.
Ford has about 60 to 70,000 vehicles sitting in various holding lots across the country, parts due to the chip shortage. Chief Financial Officer John Lawler says they're going to start shipping them to dealers where they'll be finished.
We're making sure the quality's right before we ship those vehicles out. Our intent is that, they come to and arrive at a dealer with the same quality that you'd expect as if they had just come the line.
Lawler expects all of the vehicles to be completed by the end of the third quarter. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
U.S. prosecutors are asking a judge to order the Federal Bureau of Prisons to transfer all money in Larry Nassar's prison account, around $2,000, to help provide restitution to 5 victims as part of his 60-year child porn sentence. The doctor, who was convicted in state court of sexually assaulting female gymnasts, has paid only $300 in penalties, despite receiving nearly $13,000 since he was incarcerated in federal prison more than 3 years ago. Nassar owes roughly $57,000 in restitution and a $5,000 special assessment. WSGW News Time, 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here early today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops a high in the low 80s. Winds out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20. Then for tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 58. By Friday, sunshine, a high of 74 degrees. And Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here late. Increasing cloud cover, a high around 79. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 76 degrees. Then by Monday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine with a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 82.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. Block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. We are awaiting A call from Barry Owens at Treetops. Talk about Lee Trevino's visit up there today. So until that happens, we will have open phones for you. You can give us a call. We have. I want to finish up with this infrastructure bill. Talk a little more about that. Before I do that, I forgot to mention last hour my friends at Thalen Honda, and I want to remind you that I don't have to remind you. You drive around, you look at dealers' lots, you know that there's a void on most dealers' lots. That void is new vehicles, because the semiconductor microchip shortage has affected manufacturers all over the world. New vehicles are hard to find, nearly all makes and models, but Thalen Honda does have a limited supply of new vehicles, and they're ready for delivery, some with 0% financing on select 2021 models with terms and conditions. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V Passport and Odyssey were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News & World Report. And 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Now, Thalen Honda has new and used vehicles in stock, and they are ready for sale and delivery. And they have new vehicles arriving every week. Stop into Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Look over their inventory. Or you can go online, thinkthalen.com. Test drive the vehicle of your choice. Sit down with a Honda representative at Thalen and see how easy it is to make it yours. The Thalen family and their third generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years. All right, Carl is in Saginaw. Carl, good morning. Carl, are you there? Carl, where's Carl? I'm not hearing Carl, guys. What's happening? All right, Charles in Seaboing. Charles, good morning.
Hi, Art. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
The infrastructure package and the trillions of dollars they want to spend. Several months ago, I sent you a personal letter explaining how long it would take to pay off $1 trillion at the rate of $1 a second. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember the letter. Yes. Yeah, but you know, let's understand. It's not that trillion. It's the 28 trillion it goes on top of.
Exactly.
Plus the other 3.5 trillion they want to add to that.
Exactly.
No end in sight.
Here was the gist of my letter. At the rate of $1 a second, it takes 31,700 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yep.
To pay off $1 trillion.
Yep.
All right. We are currently borrowing over $1,000 a second to keep the government going. How do you pay anything back when you can't even pay? You know, you're just increasing the debt. You're not paying anything back.
Well, you're paying it back. You're paying no. You're paying it back because the interest comes out of the budget. So, you know, instead of using that money for the good of the people, for example, and infrastructure and things like that, you're paying that money to bondholders, including foreign governments who own our debt. So,
exactly.
You know, and it can't go on forever because eventually you get upside down if we're not already.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not worried about having to pay any of this stuff off. It's going to be my kids.
Oh, yeah.
On all down the line. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, it's been going on a long time.
Our government is out of control, and that's all. I'll end it there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Charles. Have a good one. Bye-bye. And Carl is in Saginaw. He's back on with us. Carl, good morning. We lost you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I almost hate to bring this up, but
but you will.
I kind of feel like I have to. During the first hour, you were talking about Nancy Pelosi, and you said, I call her the Queen.
Yep, I do, and I'm not taking it back.
Okay, well, Art, now in the past on this show, you have always said, you know, we're not going to be calling people's names.
Right.
You know, that's not the kind of show this is.
That's
and
true.
You discouraged callers from calling people's names. And you said you don't like when Trump called people's names.
That's true, but I didn't call her a name. I gave her a descriptive title because she's acting like a monarch, a dictator who has total control of everything.
Okay.
So I use that as a descriptive title.
Trump so you can call Trump a fascist or, something like that.
No, because he didn't act that way.
Right?
No, you got to act that way to deserve the title.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yes.
Well, come on. You're picking and choosing. So you can call people's names, but other people can't.
I knew that was going to happen, Carl. I could have bet that I'd get this call.
Well, what did you expect?
I expected exactly that.
Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Huh?
Well, I'm sorry. She still acts that way. She acts like a dictator. So maybe I should have called her Maybe I should have called her dictator.
Okay, and Trump did not act like an authoritarian, putting his positions of power, trying to bypass Congress, trying to sick the FBI on his political opponents, all the things he did. But none of those count. That's not.
I see. Well, what about the FBI and the FISA court being sicked on him? Who's responsible for that?
I think the Justice Department.
Under what president?
Yes. Under the current president. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about under when Trump was in office. Who went after him?
Yes, and I think they were.
No, the Democrats went after him.
We're finding that out now.
Oh no, we're not.
You had a caller.
Listen, you got to be careful because you know what happens when we get into these discussions. You'll say, "Oh, look how corrupt Trump was," and people on the other side will say, "Gee, what about Hunter Biden? What about the Bidens?"
Well, Hunter wasn't the president. Hunter Biden was not the president.
Whoopie-doo.
Trump, you're talking about veterans. Trump did say that veterans who were stupid enough to go to Vietnam, deserved it. Trump was smart enough to get out of it. The soldiers that went to Vietnam were stupid.
Yeah, I remember that now. I do remember that now.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And what about what he said about John McCain? I like heroes
that
don't get captured.
And what about what I've said about Trump? I liked his policies. I do not like the man in his mouth. I've said that for years. You've heard me say it for years.
Yeah,
so it's nothing new.
What's calling people names?
Well,
his thing was calling people names.
Well,
so
I said she acts like a queen because she did. So if you want me to change it, I'll say she acted like a.
You said you call her the queen.
Yeah, because she acts like it.
She acts like.
Well, okay, so
you didn't say that.
I'll modify it. I'll say she acts like it. Maybe I should change the word and call her a dictator.
Well,
because that's what she's doing. She's already told us. She's already told us she will not pass the infrastructure bill unless the Senate passes the $3.5 trillion on top of it. She won't even bring it up. So she's deciding. Makes her a dictator in my book, doesn't it?
Well, when in the House or in the Senate, when they don't bring something to the floor, is Mitch McConnell a dictator because he doesn't bring a bill to the floor?
Yeah, you could say that.
He's deciding.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that.
Okay, well,
I'll allow you to say that. That's fine.
Then both sides do it, don't they?
Yeah, well, I've said that for years, haven't I?
They can. They use the power they have.
He who has the power wins, or in this case, she who has the power wins. Question is how long she'll have that power.
They're going to try to push through as much as they can while they do have an advantage.
Yeah, but
like the Republicans
they now have a problem. They have a problem in the Senate because at least one of their Democratic senators said they won't support the $3.5 trillion. That's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, there's some dissension there, no doubt.
And that'll stop it cold.
Everyone's on board.
That'll stop it cold.
Very well could.
And then the question is, does the infrastructure bill move forward anyway? It should.
Yes.
It should.
I hope it does.
Well, okay. So what will you think if Pelosi says, I won't bring it up because the Senate didn't pass $3.5 trillion, but it's a bill you want to see passed? What will you think of her?
I would say she's wrong.
Okay, fair enough. I got to run.
Okay.
All right, Carl.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks, guys.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. Toll free, 866-790 WSGW. Well, listen, the government gives away our money. Let's see if I can give away some of my boss's money. It's time to play the WSGW Summer Cash Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour, heart, H-E-A-R-T. We hope you have a solid heart beating in your body. It's a nationwide contest. One winner chosen each day must be 21 or older to play. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's the Summer Cash Contest on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW. And with that said, we will take a break. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Terry Henney, who has something to say about the Tuscola County Fair. We'll hear more about that after these notes.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Even with so many of us working from home and your car sitting in the driveway, your engine's oil and other fluids are breaking down over time. Let All A's keep your vehicle running smoothly and your family safe. Schedule your oil change and fluid service with us today. Remember, All A's only fixes what we say we're going to fix. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland, was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
You can join WSGW for the annual golf outing at the beautiful Sawmill Golf Course on Tuesday, August 17th. This 4-person scramble is only $50 per golfer or $200 per team, with the chance to win a play at the Full Cat Golf Course and Treetops Resort, including an overnight stay. Go to WSGW.com and sign up as a single or a team and join the fun at the Sawmill on Tuesday, August 17th. It's called the Winvitational because of all the great prizes you can win. Sponsored by West. Register at WSGW.com today.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open mixed. The gross domestic product grew at a 6.5% annual pace in the spring quarter. The reading is up slightly from earlier in the year, though economists were hoping for an even stronger recovery. New applications for unemployment benefits declined slightly last week, down 24,000 to 400,000. Recent bumps in the number of new claims appear to be the impact of automakers shutting down plants briefly to retool. Trevor Milton, founder of electric truck company Nikola, has been indicted on 3 federal counts of fraud. He's accused of making false and misleading statements to investors regarding nearly all aspects of the business. Amazon and T-Mobile report earnings after the Wall Street closed today, and free trading app company Robinhood Markets is going public today on the NASDAQ. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
You spent a long time tucked into your home, tucked into your auto-playing streaming box. Not anymore. Now you can untuck a road trip, untuck a Saturday tailgate, then untuck a Sunday tailgate too. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck it. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or 180 plus Untuckit stores nationwide. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your first purchase.
Celebrate summer. The Midland Area Community Foundation is proud to present the Midland Area River Days Festival, August 5th through 7th in Midland. 3 days of fun, including kids' activities, balloon festival, music, fireworks, and more. See the complete schedule at riverdaysmidland.com.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
Good morning. We're broadcasting today from the 140th Tuscola County Fair. Thursday, it's a big day for the young people of Tuscola County. The livestock auction, the small animal auction going on right now. The large animal auction will take place right after the small animal. We're located right down by when they get into the auctioning a little bit later on, you're going to hear that auctioneer in the background. Lots of activities going on here at the Tuscola County Fair. Schmidt Amusements, they've got their complete fair this year. The complete midway. It's here at the Tuscola County Fair. Now, tonight in front of the grandstands, the Super Kicker Rodeo takes place. They had a good turnout last night, and they're looking for another good one this evening. Lots of things going on in front of the grandstands for the remainder of the fair. We'll be telling you a lot more about that. $12 admission. It includes parking, grandstand, unlimited rides, and free Wi-Fi on the grounds all week. Right here at the Tuscola County Fair, our report's brought to you today. Credit Union.
All right, Terry, we will hear from you again this hour. Thanks for checking in with us this morning. Back to our phones. Steve is in Saginaw. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How you doing today?
We're doing all right.
Listening to a couple of callers, there's one thing that it just absolutely stuns me that people aren't realizing. There's $3.6 trillion of the 3.5 is coming from someplace.
Yeah.
They don't understand. Yeah, this money isn't just sitting out there. I had a conversation with a person a couple weeks ago, and they said, well, all they have to do is turn on those presses and just make some more money.
That's right.
And I looked at them. I said, are you kidding me? But that's what people think. They do not understand that every single time the United States spends $10 billion, it's $440 for each man, woman, and child in the United States.
Well, they tend to forget the Jimmy Carter days of 20% inflation when the printing press was running.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, no. I'm in the financial business. There is a day of reckoning coming.
Got it.
When people realize, when all of a sudden the government goes, oh my God, we're $30 trillion in debt. And China owns about 78% of it right now as we sit here. Those notes have to be paid. It's like a mortgage payment. You just can't say I'm not going to pay it.
Nope.
And every time that they keep, the country brought in $3.4 trillion in 2000. They spent $6.1 trillion. The country doesn't have a revenue problem.
No, they got a spending problem. Yeah, absolutely. Always have. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If they don't recognize that, if they don't think that every single aspect of their life, every tax that you pay, every product you buy, every single consumer good that you order online, every single thing, the cost is going to increase.
Well,
because it has to. It's just simple numbers.
The thing that people don't understand, and which I say till I'm blue in my face, the government, other than the printing press, the government has no money except the money we give them, whether it's directly from our pocket through taxes or whether it's through, they want to tax corporations. Well, where do corporations get their money? From us. No matter what,
corporations
they don't pay taxes. We do.
No, corporations do not pay taxes. People that work for the corporations
and the customers.
Is not.
No.
Exactly. It's not an entity on a hill.
Well,
that there's 80 billion.
Yeah, but that's only partially true because the cost of doing business includes taxation, and that cost is figured into the price of the product you and I buy or the service we buy. So we are paying taxes. It comes out of our pocket no matter what it is.
It comes right directly out. And they were asking one of the CEOs, and he said, well, what are you going to do with the tax rate? Biden wants to raise it.
Yeah, well, what's the answer?
We're gonna raise our prices.
Of
by
course.
7%.
There you go.
I mean, they're not going to eat that. But the consumer is the one that's going to pay for it.
I read an article. I read an article. I think maybe 6 months ago, when Biden or the last 5 months ago, when Biden was saying, "Well, we're not going to tax the middle class. Anybody under 400,000, we're not taxing them." But he wants to raise corporate taxes, and the article pointed out that would be like raising my taxes 1.5%.
Yes.
So, where are you going with it, right? You know it, I know it.
That's a conservative number.
Yeah, that's a conservative number. Exactly.
Because if you go right now and I've got my car parked here, I'm looking at a gas pump. I'm looking at $3.29 a gallon.
Yep.
Now, if
I beat you yesterday. I paid $3.24.
Yeah. But the people that, if they want to know what the worst direct tax on people that can't afford it is, because if somebody's making a lot of money, they really don't really care that much how much the gas price is. But for the person, the college student, the person who's commuting to a job, the person who's not in a professional industry, who's trying to make a living, that is a direct tax.
Exactly.
That there's no relief from. You don't get a tax card that says, I can get money back.
And let me give you one more, and then we'll end it there. But all this push for higher minimum wage goes nowhere because, okay, let's say you give them $15 an hour now. That's going to be reflected in the cost of the goods and services we buy. And they're not going to be any farther ahead because everything they buy is going to be more expensive. And so then what do? Well, then they say, well, then it should be $20 an hour. Well, then the prices continue to go up. You can't win.
That's all relative.
It's a vicious.
A friend of ours owns some KFCs, and he said, you'll never see a $5 fill-up again. Ever. He said, we can't afford it. A $10 fill-up.
Yeah. Well,
there's going to be no dollar menu left. And that money comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
The only thing,
understand.
That's true. The only thing about talking about gasoline is that it is a commodity and it is subject to serious fluctuations and production. And if demand goes down and production stays high, that price drops like a rock. So, we have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Or if somebody cuts off the pipeline.
Or if somebody cuts off the pipeline, it goes up. All right. Hey, I got to run.
Goes up dramatically. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye. Gene, hang on. I'm going to take a break. Then we'll come back and get to Gene in Bay City on the Art Lewis Show.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month. But you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Great values are happening now during Lowe's Summer Savings. Save on select appliance special values. Plus, save an additional $50 when you buy 2 or more appliances, $396 or more. You'll also find new lower prices on ceiling fans, landscape lighting, and more. So shop Lowe's today. In-store must ask cashier to apply discount. Totaling $396 or more. Can't be combined with more discounts. Savings varies based on eligible total purchase. See Lowe's.com for restrictions. Valid 7/15 through 8/4. U.S. only.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. Auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation an easy habit for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews, and over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens. Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and back to our phones. Gene is in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Good morning. I have two things today. Biden made a speech, I think it was yesterday. The foreign leaders, Putin and China and so on, that they believe the authoritarian countries are going to be the most successful because if they have a pandemic, they can force people to take a vaccine. If they need a lot of things produced, they don't have unions. They can force people to produce more, and on. And I think Americans need to stop and start cooperating and to think about that.
Because China's leader Xi said just about that same thing, telling the United States we'll never best them because we have a multiple party system and they in China can get it done the way we want it done. So
right,
yeah,
right. And Americans need to think seriously about that and stop fighting among themselves. And a house divided will fall, and we need to start cooperating with each other.
Well, let me give you a scary report, though. There are some members of Congress on the far left that would like that system, where they don't have an opposition, where they can dictate how it's going to be.
I don't believe that, but onto my other subject. There a couple 3 days ago, they had a meeting with captive police. There were 4, and they gave their views.
Yep.
On January 6th. And, the one fella, he ended up having a heart attack over it. But anyway, he talked about how they continued to outnumbered and how guys got sprayed in the face with chemicals in their eyes, and they would go back for a couple minutes and try to clear out their eyes and come right back and keep fighting for over 3 hours.
Yeah, we all saw that. We watched it.
Excuse me. But anyhow, he said, it was so disheartening now that, they were fighting to keep the Congress people safe.
Right.
And now there are some of them that are making so light of it, like there's no big deal, and kind of we need to just get past it and overlook it.
Well, I have to caution you a little bit, Gene, because it's not so much that. It's more the fact that this particular committee is very one-sided. It's not balanced, and it's not seeking the truth. It's seeking to make a point, and it's a political point. And they have the power and they're doing it. I mean, that's the way it is. If we wanted a true picture of January 6th, and I think everybody does, there would be a commission established that would look into it, and that commission would be composed of people from all sides, including the private sector, and in the same way there was the Warren Commission. That's what we need, but this is a political action. That's all this is. And unfortunately, we're not going to learn anything from it because all the witnesses are going to be handpicked. Then I'll give you an example. Pelosi has refused to allow the Capitol Police Union president to testify because he's got a view that's different than hers. So, I mean, it's let's face it, it's politics at its worst. January 6th was one of the worst days this country has seen. We do need to find out all the details of how it happened, but this committee isn't going to get it. it's not going to happen. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You there?
Oh, Gene? This is Gene.
Yeah, you're still there, right?
I got a new phone and I...
You heard what I said, didn't you? Yeah. Okay.
My end statement was, my main point on this was, that wasn't shown on Fox or any of the Republican. And I just wish, that everybody got a complete
All right.
view because.
Well, that, as I said, Gene, that committee is not a complete view. That's as one-sided as if just the Republicans held it.
No, but don't you believe that those police, they took a beating for
They did, and we all know that. But I'd also want to hear all the other sides, and we're not going to. We're not going to hear.
People didn't hear their side. I
mean,
they had a right to listen to those police officers.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to know if they're going to present both sides of the issue or just one. Oh, well, I got to run.
Don't know.
Gene, I got to go, but always fun. Thanks.
Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye now. All right, we have a special guest on the line now. The newly installed and promoted Vice President of Communications and Broadcasting for the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, formerly known as just a director. We say good morning to Joey Botteno. Congratulations, my buddy.
Good morning, partner. Thank you very much.
So what, now that you're vice president, I assume with that comes some new responsibilities. Not that you weren't busy enough, not that Craig would load anything else on you, but what's your new role now?
Well, I'm basically, the job's staying the same. I'm still going to do play-by-play for the broadcast and still be the main liaison between the hockey club and the team, or and the media. But now we're adding on some social media duties and some advertising duties, and basically, just the way our team presents itself and brand and our advertising. I'll be in charge of that department of the organization too. So yeah, I've taken on a little bit, but also a lot staying the same too. But it's an honor and a privilege to recognize the hard work over the last 6 years, and I'm really excited today.
Yeah, well, I'm glad because it means you're sticking around. So I'm selfish.
It's great to be here. I've really enjoyed my time here, and it reflects well on the organization. They recognize that I put in a lot here over the last little while to give me this opportunity. I'm certainly grateful and humbled by the outreach that I've gotten from people like yourself and from our fans, etc. So it's been a really good day, and it's really exciting for the future too.
Yeah, well, I wanted you to call just so I could congratulate you. I mean, down the road, another couple of weeks, we'll talk a little hockey. We'll do a whole show, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate you and tell you that I thought it was well deserved, and it's been a pleasure working with you for 6 years, and look forward to many more.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say thanks to Dave too. Dave reached out this morning, so thank you, Dave. I appreciate that, and everybody. Great partners to us over the years, and look forward to continue that going forward.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you down the road. Thanks, Joey. Congratulations.
Thanks,
you
Bye-bye.
bet. Bye-bye now. Joey Botteno, today named Vice President of Communications and Broadcast Operations for the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. And we're going to take a break, come back. We'll get to Mark and Jerry when we return on the Art Lewis Show.
So, what do you think?
You nailed the custom cabinets.
And the countertop is perfect.
It makes the space.
I'm in love with my kitchen again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery showroom and design makes your dream spaces a reality with custom countertop options like Corian, granite, and quartz, offering both in-store and in-home personalized consultation. We're with you from inspiration to installation. Your dream space is just a phone call away. PremierKitchenandBathGallery.com.
unskilled workers is sky high. But who wants that life? There's demand for hundreds of thousands of IT and cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. My Computer Career is training people to meet it. Get skilled. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Through July, grants are covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. At Science, it's mycomputercareer.edu.
Hey there, it's CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with an inside track on a company that could save your family over $800 a year on a basic service everyone needs. H2 with Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, H2O Wireless gives you the exact same coverage as one of those, but at half the price. That's right. H2O Wireless uses the same network, same towers. You can even keep your phone and number because switching is as easy as swapping a SIM card. Right now, get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 a month. H2O Wireless has huge savings on the latest iPhones and Android. Pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O. When you do, you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say keyword get H2O, and your family could start saving over $800 a year today.
Feel like summer's flying by, but you still want to find some great family fun? The Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and WSGW remind you there's still tons of fun as part of Saginaw Celebrate Summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Concerts, movies, art, nature activities, and more throughout Saginaw and the riverfront area, with many of the events happening for free. Saginaw Celebrate Summer immerses you in the vibrancy of the community while enjoying entertaining cultural and educational activities. Presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Arts Saginaw. Plus, daily updates here on WSGW.
The Frankenmuth Credit Union is proud to be a part of the 140th Tuscola County Fair, and so are we. It's a really important day, as we said before, for the young people with the livestock auctions going on. These young people have really put a lot of hard work into their animals, and of course, they had last year off. So many of these youngsters are looking for the dollars from you bidding on their animals, because they put toward a lot of their expenses, but more importantly, toward their college education. Tuscola County Fair, $12 gets you in. It includes the parking, the grandstand, unlimited rides, and free Wi-Fi on the grounds all week. Schmidt Amusements is here. The Midway is packed, and a lot of people are really looking forward to this fair. And new this year is the Splash Park, so check it out. Our broadcast brought to you today by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. For more information on how the credit union can help you, go to frankenmuthcu.org.
All right, Terry, we'll look for you on the Farm Show coming up after the 11:30 mark here on WSGW. We'll get to our phones, but I had an email from Billy who reminded me that I shouldn't forget the Republicans voted down the commission. Was that one-sided? Yes. Well, yeah, it was. But that's because they knew exactly what the commission was going to be. And if you don't think so, ask yourself, why should Pelosi have any say who the Republicans were on the panel? Why did she have veto rights over who Mr. McCarthy wanted to appoint to the panel? Tell me that's not one-sided. Mark is in Standish. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're well, thanks.
Hey, on the January 6th, there was a riot that was at the Capitol. Few of the congressmen are now seeking therapy for post-traumatic stress disorder. My question is I've been through a few Black Fridays where I've seen either on TV or in myself has gone to Black Fridays, and those doors get overwhelmed. Are we going to get PTSD therapy set up for all the people that get run over at Walmart, or in the chop zone in Minnesota, or in Portland, Oregon? The communities there that had just regular people minding their own business was overtaken by mobs.
Yeah.
You got to get post-traumatic stress disorder set up for these individuals.
Well, I don't know about that, but
for taxpayers, lawmakers.
I think what we need is as serious an investigation about those incidents as we're seeing on this one. Right. We tend to brush those aside and no investigations, but yet the one on the Capitol, which deserves to be investigated, don't get me wrong, but it needs to be a neutral investigation where both sides and all sides are heard. not just one side.
Right.
And I would say that's true of those riots. And I like the word riot in Washington because it was a riot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just
Fair enough.
I just think that this is a political exercise. We're not going to gain anything from this. So the Democrats are looking for an issue they can use as a wedge in the 2022s because they're running scared right now. So, all right.
All right.
Mark, thanks. Appreciate it. And in Saginaw, we find Jerry this morning. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Art. You kind of amaze me all the time. When that lady was on, and I know you kind of corrected yourself now, but it's always somebody's got to call in to correct you. Mitch McConnell's the one there's no commission. And that's exactly what it's all about. They don't want the truth. You sit there and you think that nothing even happened in there. They were trying to overthrow the government, and if they had got why did those Republicans run?
All right, let me point something out. We're talking about a House committee. Mitch McConnell's in the Senate.
But he did not approve the commission. They could have had it. So why was that? Because they don't want the truth. Let's be honest, Art. Come on.
I'm being honest. I'm honest. It's political. Why does Nancy Pelosi? Let me ask you this: if you want the truth,
I was giving you the truth today, and you ignored it.
let me ask you this: if you want the truth, then why does Pelosi have veto power? Who sits on that panel? Why does she get to veto Republican? Why does she get to veto Republican choices?
You got Republicans that said nothing happened. There was tourists there. You can't. It doesn't matter who's on the committee. It's going to be the people they call there that's going to give you the truth, not the committee. Let's be honest.
Yeah, as long as you only call people that have one side of the story, you're only going to get one side.
Oh, come on. Get with it a little bit, Art. You're just the right wing.
Nah.
That's the way you're going to be. You can't be doing this and say you're in the middle or whatever, because you're not.
Well, that's your opinion. You're welcome to it. I take each issue as it is.
1.7 trillion in tax breaks, and it was a debt. How come they did that? Oh, because the Republicans did it.
Say what?
Get off this.
Say that again.
1.7 trillion in tax relief.
Yeah.
It was the Republicans, and we had a debt. Don't you remember? Oh.
Yeah. Well, that debt came in from. Do you remember? Excuse me. There was a debt coming out of Obama's administration that just added to it.
It's been there for years. Nobody does it, and Republicans don't do nothing.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you there. Both sides are guilty of that.
Well, then, but when you talk, you don't talk that way. That's
Well, all right.
All right, Art.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Still got a couple of minutes left here. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. If you can get in. Listen, politics has created, and not only politics, I mean the way we communicate, including radio, has created this big chasm. You only hear what you want to hear. You only listen to those who say what you want to hear. And we don't get to sit down with the other side and talk about things. And that's fine. We're going to live with it because it's the way it is. It's not going to get better because social media and regular media is going to continue because people respond and they're making money and they have an audience, and that's the way it is. It's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the beast, and we have to accept that's the way it is. That doesn't stop us from calling it the way we see it. I may see it differently than you do. That's fine. We'll discuss it. But don't expect it to get better. I don't expect, for example, the government to all of a sudden wake up one morning and say, we're not going to add to the debt at all. We're going to balance the budget, which means they would cut it down to bare bones. I don't expect that to happen. Not going to happen. All right, let's take our last break. We'll come back and finish up here on WSGW.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the River Rock Cafe's River Rock Summer Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, all three ways, River Rock Cafe has you covered. It's an all-day favorite restaurant, and they have 20 craft beers on tap. Right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to ABC Mouse to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hope. Nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation an easy habit for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your clean nose, healthy life.
All right, back with you on the Art Lewis Show. By the way, I got a message from Dennis on the video feed, reminding me about the commission that could have been set up, that there was an agreement on a commission that could have been set up after the 9/11 commission, members chosen by Democrats, including the chair, and half chosen by Republicans, including the vice chair, and subpoenas could be issued. And I understand that, and I thought that was a mistake that they didn't allow that to happen. So just so you understand, both sides play politics. Both sides are guilty of it. And I thought it was a mistake not to have that commission, because I thought that would be the best answer to get to the bottom line and find out exactly what happened. Because we all know, we've all heard the stories that there was a lot of chatter at least a couple of days before about all this happening in Washington on social media. I'd like to follow that chatter. I'd like a commission to be set up to do that. And I think Mitch McConnell was wrong in opposing that panel. But that doesn't make Nancy Pelosi right in doing what she's doing. So just so we understand. That'll do it for today. We will move over for focus. We're going to focus on the Promise Golf Tournament coming up in Saginaw. Meantime, news coming up from CBS and the local report. And right after that news, we will be back with Focus.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Futterman at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, where there's a new queen of women's gymnastics.
This is so surreal, and I haven't even let it sink in yet.
18 through with an epic performance. She was solid on the vault, uneven bars, balance beam, then finally on floor exercise. And when it was over, she had won the gold medal in the women's all-around.
There are definitely a lot of emotions, but I'm super proud of myself for sticking with it and believing in myself.
Her victory capped a remarkable week that saw the defending champion and the favorite, Simone Biles, suddenly withdraw from the competition to deal with mental health issues. That put the spotlight on Lee, and she came through. Now she's on top of the world of women's gymnastics. I'm Steve Futterman at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Now with more CBS News, here's Steve Kathan.
Catesville let a federal eviction moratorium expire Saturday, but he called on Congress to extend it. He'll announce later all federal workers will need to be vaccinated against COVID or face regular testing. California Governor Gavin Newsom took similar action in his state earlier in the week. He tells CBS This Morning,
we can end this pandemic in this country once and for all in a matter of weeks by simply doing the one thing that we have in abundance, and that's taking advantage of these life-saving drugs, these vaccines.
From 3 clubs in New Orleans to Danny Meyer's New York City restaurant group, more places all over the country are now going to require proof of vaccination to enter. And at a major music event that's getting underway today,
people stand shoulder to shoulder at Lollapalooza, something that has been discouraged during this pandemic. Or a vaccination card or a printed copy of a negative COVID-19 test that is no more than 72 hours old. And Chicago Health Commissioner Allison Arwady stresses,
don't attend if you develop any symptoms of COVID-19, even if you're fully vaccinated.
Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
Well, companies are starting to do some backpedaling with the Delta variant posing a threat. Twitter says its office workers will now have to head back home. Allison Sullivan with the job site Glassdoor says 9 out of 10 workers surveyed are concerned about health at the office.
People are ready to see their coworkers, but that excitement coexists with lingering uncertainty about their health and safety.
Economy grew at a solid 6.5% annual rate during the second quarter of the year. Severe storms roaring through Chicago and northern Illinois this morning, knocking out power to thousands, gusts topping about 60 miles an hour. Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 212 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners, it's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have /radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com. Find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Drop, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools and businesses. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
So play on, Michigan, 'cause we all win.
Live.
Skies and 80 degrees. I'm Mike Burchett. The Saginaw County Health Department has received notification of its first confirmed case of the Delta variant of COVID-19. On July 7th, the county had no new COVID cases or deaths, but positivity rates and daily new cases have increased since then. As of today, the county is looking at 6.2% positivity rate that is slowly rising and 43.2 new cases per million, which is around 8 or 9 new cases per day. In the past 2 days, the county has recorded 40 new cases. The majority of the new cases are unvaccinated individuals. Health officials say the numbers remain well below what the county experienced during surges last fall and earlier this year, but it remains important to protect ourselves from spreading the disease. Officials remind people to frequently wash hands, stay home when you aren't feeling well, wear a mask for those who are unvaccinated, and go out and get your vaccine. Hemlock Semiconductor is updating its partnership with Qualified Staffing of Saginaw, which will provide staffing for the company through a temporary to permanent model starting next year. Here's WSGW's Ann Williams.
On January 11th, most qualified staffing personnel will start working directly for Hemlock Semiconductor, which will include expanded benefits and more career opportunities. HSC has worked with qualified staffing since 2001 to hire and oversee finishing workers who break the polyester into chunks used by semiconductor and solar panel manufacturers. Those workers will now be part of HSC, although Quality Staffing will continue to hire and oversee new finishing workers as they go through a temporary to permanent period before being hired by HSC. The company says it's making the move as customer demand grows more predictable, lessening the need for the flexible staffing model it had previously. HSC says finishing workers hired starting in 2022 can count on more predictable work schedules and benefit insurance, paid sick time, and paid time off. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 11:07.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A Detroit City Councilman has been charged with conspiracy to commit bribery and accused of accepting $1,000 from an undercover law enforcement agent. Andre Spivey was named late Tuesday in an indictment filed in federal court in Detroit. The indictment says the bribe allegedly was accepted October 26, 2018. It also says that between 2016 and 2020, Spivey and public official A accepted more than $35,000 in payments to influence votes concerning an industry under review by the council. Public official A indictment as a member of Spivey's staff. Spivey represents the city's District 4 and first was elected in 2009. He did not file for re-election. 3 suspects have been arrested in Detroit after a big drug bust. Here's Michigan News Network's Jim Matthews.
It was the Macomb County enforcement team executing 3 search warrants in Detroit Tuesday as part of a drug trafficking organization investigation. Officials say they seized 20 pounds of marijuana, over 60 doses of fentanyl, 2 firearms, 1 stolen and 1 with the serial number removed, and 1 dose of ecstasy, as well as over $57,000 in cash. 3 suspects were taken into custody and are lodged at Macomb getting assistance with the raid from Metro Narcotics, the Michigan State Police Emergency Support Team, and the FBI, Macomb Violent Gang Task Force. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms here early today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops a high in the low 80s. Winds out of the south at 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low near 58. By Friday, sunshine, a high of 74 degrees. And Saturday, a chance for some rain showers here late, increasing cloud 9. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 76 degrees. Then by Monday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine with a high around 77. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky. with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 80.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. And you can watch me and my guests this morning on our video feed on twitch.tv, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We're going to talk about the Promise program in Saginaw and an upcoming event, the golf outing. And we're going to do that with a couple of very special guests. First of all, the former mayor of the city of Saginaw. We say good morning to Joyce Seals. Good morning, Joyce.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, and it's good to see you, actually, physically see you.
Yes, it's great. It's great.
Also with us this morning is Mark Johnston. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us, Art.
Thanks for being here. I think we need to start with a bit of an overview of the Promise program for those that might know what it's about. Who wants to tackle that one off the top?
Why don't I start? Our Saginaw Promise is an outstanding program that is actually part of a statewide effort. We have about, I think, 12 programs. It was initiated in January of 2009 when our legislature says, look, we want to help some communities to have some of the success that the Kalamazoo Promise had. Kalamazoo Promise was funded by a group of 5 or 6 millionaires, billionaires got together, put money together to encourage students and pay for their education for up to 4 years if you're part of this of the Kalamazoo Promise. Kalamazoo community. And as a result of that, they had increased in the number of students there. They were building buildings, the economy improved. A lot of outstanding economic things happened in Kalamazoo. Well, the legislature in this state said, guess what? We want the same impact for some of our cities here too. We don't have the millionaires and billionaires, but we'll allow them with a legislative mandate to be able to raise those dollars. And that's what happened. They had a process where they chose the first 10 in 2009. And I'm thinking that we were one of the first people who got a call. I was actually in Washington, D.C., got a call from the governor's office, said, we'd like you to apply. Our city manager at the time said, let's have the school district do it. And the school district applied for the designation as a promise, and we got it. So we were one of the first 10. And I want you to know, the whole idea is to encourage kids to go to college, to get an education, and we try to remove all the impediments. That is that if you go to Saginaw Public Schools, you have to be graduate from the high school, and you will receive a scholarship for up to 2 years worth of education that we will pay for currently. Hopefully we can improve that, but that's what we're currently do. We give $1,000 per semester for 2 years. And then if you go to a community college, we'll pay all of your tuition and fees for 4 semesters for you through the Saginaw Promise. So it's a wonderful program, but you do have to attend Saginaw Public Schools or the footprint of the Saginaw Public Schools, which is currently now the Buena Vista area. There's areas of Buena Vista, Zilwaukee, Kochville Township. And so if you graduate from high school in those vicinities, and for instance, Lutheran Seminary, what is that? Michigan Lutheran Seminary. We've actually had a couple of students who graduated from Michigan Lutheran seminaries who literally received the Promise Scholarship because they attended high school for their 6 years there, and they are also resident of our community. So residency is part of it, graduating from a high school. No GPA requirements. As long as that school you're going to will accept you, then we're going to support what that school is doing.
All right, Mark, and
That's
what's your
our
role?
goal.
Yeah, Mark, what's your role in all of that?
Well, Art, I'm just a trustee on the board, so I have some input in how we manage throughout the years. But I guess my main role is as the golf chair committee or chairperson to coordinate the event that we do annually with the golf outing as one of our fundraisers. I will say that Deborah Sanchez, our director, is really the golf chairperson. I just try to tie up some loose ends for her.
I know,
Tell the
Deb.
truth.
You don't want to. Don't let her try to tell you differently. But yeah, she's the main coordinator, and then there's a few of us that run around and take care of the errands and line some things up.
All right. Both of you hang on. I got to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk about the tournament. It's where, when's, why's, and how's, and all of that. We had talked to former Mayor Joyce Seals and Mark Johnston about the Promise program and its golf outing coming up soon. We'll be back with more on the Focus program. Let me take a moment to ask you how you slept last night, because in today's world, we're asked to do more for less. When you go to bed, you spend a third of your life there. You need quality sleep, and you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your dollars are spent and stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress, and they feature 1-hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. Visit Sanitary Mattress, factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call 753-1757. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliated.
Celebrate summer. The Midland Area Community Foundation is proud to present the Midland Area River Days Festival, August 5th through 7th in Midland. 3 days of fun, including kids' activities, balloon festival, music, fireworks, and more. See the complete schedule at riverdaysmidland.com.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Good morning. I'm Terry Henney, broadcasting from the 140th Tuscola County Fair. The auction barn continues to be very active. The number of bidders over the past several years, and of course, many of you know this fair didn't happen last year. So a lot of the young people are really looking forward for you to come and bid on their animals. The money that they generate out of these auction sales, they put toward their expenses, but more importantly, toward their college education. So come on out and support the young people of Tuscola County. The auction is continuing and will continue into the afternoon. This evening, in front of the grandstands, the Super Kicker Rodeo, and of course there's grandstand lineup on Friday night and Saturday night here at the Tuscola County Fair. Check out the Splash Park, brand new this year. Remember, $12 admission, parking, grandstand, unlimited rides, and Schmidt Amusements, and free Wi-Fi on the grounds all week. Our broadcast brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union.
All right, Terry, thank you. We will hear from you again on the Farm Show. Terry Henney, our farm director. We're talking to Joyce Seals and Mark Johnston about an upcoming golf event for the Promise program. So, Mark, let's talk a little bit about the golf. Where is it? When is it? Who can participate? And all that good stuff.
Yeah, so the outing itself is scheduled for Thursday, August 19th, and it is at Saginaw Country Club. It is open to anyone from a team standpoint or sponsorship standpoint. Right now, I think we are sitting at 19 teams trying to head towards a goal of 25 so that we don't have too slow a play and keep it an enjoyable outing. But yeah, so it's just a fun way for us to raise a little bit of money for our cause. It's here in Saginaw. The country club's been a great supporter of us with this in years past as well. So, we hope to get those additional teams and sponsors, and weather permitting, we'll go off at a 10 a.m. shotgun start on the 19th.
Where can golfers get more information? Is there a website or a page they can go to?
There's a few different ways. One of the simplest is just to type into your search engine, Saginaw Promise Golf Outing 2021. And the first response you'll get will be the direct link to registration for both teams and sponsorships. Or you can go to our website, which is saginawpromise.org, and there'll be an events link, which additionally will take you to the same location where you can get your team or register as a sponsorship, or even donate prizes for our champions and drawings.
Joyce, you've been involved with it for a long time. How has the funding been?
Well, I tell you, the results of great funding opportunities like the golf outing have allowed us to raise and to give to students $1,025,049 since 2012. That's how much scholarship money we've been able to raise. And our golf outing and activities like these help us to raise those dollars. And we've given that to 590 students. And we've seen so many increases in the number of kids that the graduation rates have increased at all three of our high schools. And that's exciting. Dropout rates have gone down. College going rates have gone on. And so I think that the Promise has really been a catalyst and an additional tool to encourage students to go on past their high school education. They have to today in order to be able to get a decent job. So that is one thing. And, activities like the golf outing, as I stated, help us. And we're having some other activities this year. In October, we are having our Lieutenant Governor coming for our annual luncheon event. And we also are going to have our new president of Delta College who would be our luncheon speaker. So we're excited to hear him there. We're going to be one of the first to get him to speak for us. And we're excited to hear about his vision for Delta College. And so that is, I believe it is, Mark, correct me, I believe that's October 21st. It's going to be a luncheon. It's going to be, and correct. So is that correct, Mark?
Yep, 11:30 to 1:30, October 21st at Horizons.
That's exactly. So we're exciting. So that's another event that's helping us to help fund these activities so we can keep our promise to students.
Joyce, do you follow these students after they get the scholarships and they go to college? Do we have a track record that we can turn to?
We are working on that. Actually, the state has a system. We've been trying to work on that for a couple of years now. We have some anecdotal information. Our students are pretty good. They actually get back with us. Some of them are so appreciative. I mean, many are appreciative of the dollars they receive, and they send us back letters saying to us, that, we have been so blessed to have these dollars, and we want to make sure that many of them actually come to our events and have been speakers, sit at the tables with some of our donors so that they can tell their own story about how they've been blessed. So we're working on getting a really good system statewide of finding out how well our students are doing.
And Mark, let's remind everybody again about when the golf tournament is, how they sign up for it and all of that.
Yep, Thursday, August 19th at Saginaw Country Club. Sponsorship registrations are open until August 9th, and the golfer registrations are open until August 13th. You can follow our event link on the saginawpromise.org website, and or just do a Google search for Saginaw Promise Golf Outing 2021.
Very good. Well, Joyce, I've known you a long time, and it's always a pleasure chatting with you, particularly about education. One of these days, I'll chat with you about what you think about the $100 million bond proposal and the future of the Saginaw schools. Has to be right.
It's wonderful. We'll get a chance to talk about that.
We'll do it. Mark, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Both of you have a good day. Bye-bye now.
Yes, great. Have a great one. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Former mayor of the city of Saginaw, Joyce Seals, and Mark Johnston, who's a trustee for the Saginaw Promise program. And we thank them very much for being with us on this Thursday. Take a break, come back, and move over for Farm Service 790 with Terry Henney right after these notes. And let me first tell you about Krizak's House Family Restaurant. Proud to be a business that serves this area with the finest in dining and takeout services, and grateful for all of you who have supported them. They look forward to serving all of you once again. Every day is takeout day at Krizak's. Today from 11 to 7, Friday and Saturday 11 to 8. Krizak's House Family Restaurant at the corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. For takeouts and reservations for parties and more, call 894-5531, 894-5531. We will be back to close out after these notes.
Why do I love to work at Alpha Media Saginaw?
Awesome station, fun work environment.
My work family, endless opportunities, because it doesn't feel like work. Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw. We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We have an amazing staff and 5 awesome local radio stations. So if you want to get up every day loving what you do,
apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many, it's a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the River Rock Cafe's River Rock Summer Festival. You are going to get a $30 gift certificate for only $15. This lunch or dinner, all 3 ways, River Rock Cafe has you covered. It's an all-day favorite restaurant, and they have 20 craft beers on tap. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
All right, that's going to do it for Focus today. We thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Stick around now. Terry Henney is out at the Tuscola County Fair. He's going to be giving you a preview of what's happening out there. All of that on his farm show, which comes along next after these notes.
What's better?